says. Let's read it and understand it. Shloka 13. Chaturvarnyam maya srishtam guna karma vibhagasha tasya kartaramapi mam vedya kartaramavyayam. Bhagwan says, the four orders of society, namely Brahman, Kshatriya, Vaishya, and Sudra, were created by me, classifying them according to the gunas predominant in each and apportioning corresponding duties to them. Though the originator of this creation know me, the immortal Lord, to be a non-doer. Let's understand the words first. Chatur Varnyam means the four Varnas. Srishtim have been created. Maya, by me. Guna karma vibhagashaha, through a classification of the gunas and their corresponding duties. Guna is guna, karma is duties, vibhagashaha, classification. So the four varnas have been created by me through a classification, means based on gunas and their corresponding duties. Then Bhagwan says, api, even though, kartaram, I am the originator, even though I am the originator, tasya, of this creation, vidhi, know, understand, mam, me, know me, akartaram, as the non-doer, avyayam, who is immortal. Know me as the immortal non-doer. Bhagwan says, yes, I understand that these four varnas have been created by me, and I have created them on the basis of gunas and duties. And even though I am the originator of this creation, I am a non-doer and I am immortal. Chatur Varnyam is the four varnas. Now, the principle of varna and ashram has been given in the Vedas, right? Now, the Vedas are called apaurushya. That means no human being has written them. The Vedas were seen as mantras by the rishis when they were in deep meditation. All right? So we can say that these mantras came to the rishis in their deep meditation from the divine source, right? So, and in those mantras were written the rules of Varna and Ashram. Therefore, we can say that the system of Varna and Ashram was created by Bhagwan, because the Vedas were not created by any human being. The rules of Varna and Ashram were in the Vedas. Since the Vedas are divine source, therefore the system of Varna and Ashram is coming from the divine. Therefore, you can say these four Varnas were created by Bhagwan. Now, what do these principles of Varna and Ashram tell us? They tell us that we are all living in karma bhumi. Therefore, we have to do work. Karma, it's the bhumi, it's the land of karma, action. But we must do our actions based on our Varna and based on our ashram. Then if we do that, we will be able to work stress-free. And if we work stress-free, we will be able to do the work efficiently and quickly. Now, if you see it just as a practical experience, there are certain artisanal families, for example. They may be, from generations, they are working in, let's say, spinning, weaving, carpet making, pottery, gardening, farming. For generations, this work has been done by the family. The small child who is born and is growing up, he's seeing every family member engaged in that work. What does the child do? The child also starts pottering around with the same work. So the father, the mother will say, okay, you make this small carpet. We are making this big carpet. You see me and you also do little. The small child starts pottering around. And in a matter of few years, the child becomes adept, skillful at doing that job. And as he becomes an adult, he takes on the bigger jobs, just as his father, mother, and other family members have also done. He will make that carpet or that thread or that gardening in a chutki mein. Like, if any adult not from the family were to be employed, that person would need a lot of time, a lot of training, a lot of skill gathering to do the same job that this child who has been doing it from childhood will do it very fast. So that is how, it goes from generation to generation. But let us understand, this concept is more than just a small child picking up the skills of his parents. Let us exactly understand what is Varna, and we'll also talk about ashram, though this shlok doesn't talk about ashram, but we will also understand it. Ashram is basically a division of a person's individual lifespan, and it is divided into 4 parts. The first part is our life from birth to 25 years old, and we call that Brahmacharya ashram. In Brahmacharya ashram, from the age of 0 to 25, the person is meant to study. Person is meant to gather skills, abilities, knowledge, which will help him in the rest of his life. Then from 25 to 50, the person enters the second ashram, which is called Grihastha ashram. This is the householder's ashram. This part of his life, he is supposed to gather resources, support his family, support society, support dharma, support the nation. This is a very active part of his life, 25 to 50. Grihastha ashram. Most responsibilities are in this ashram. Then at the age of 50 to 75, there's a transition time from an active social life to the life of inward journey. This is from 50 to 75, and it is called Vanaprastha, where the people will give up active responsibility in the family also, in the society also, will go and start living a more renounced kind of life, being in society and yet not taking on all the jobs and works and responsibilities, serving, going to ashrams, going to tirth, and living a slightly more inward life. And then finally, this Vanaprastha life will prepare him for the last phase of life, 75 to 100. We are supposed to live for 100 years in sannyas ashram, where you renounce sansar and you focus on your spiritual growth so that you become ready for moksha. That is ashram, where it is the division of a person's lifespan. Then you come to Varna, which is what we are talking about in this shlok, Chatur Varnyam. This is a division to be performed in society of different functions. For a society to function, different kinds of jobs would be there, different kinds of abilities would be required, different kinds of skill sets would be required. And this division is made in 4 parts, and it is based on a person's gunas and the duties and the activities associated with those gunas. Gunas is what? Sattva, Rajas, Tamas. We'll come to that. What people have misunderstood is that this division is based on your birth. It is not purely based on your birth. It is based on the gunas which decide where you will be born. And there's a difference in that. So, although these gunas will keep changing, because these gunas are a part of nature, everything in nature, or let me say everything in the world that is perceivable has got 3 gunas: sattva, rajas, tamas. Everything is made up of a combination of these 3. These gunas keep changing, they're volatile. They keep changing. That is why, Swami Chinmayananda called gunas, this system, he called it seasons of the mind. Just like seasons keep changing, our mind also keeps changing. Sometimes our mind is sattvic, sometimes our mind is rajasic, sometimes our mind is tamasic. So they keep changing, but predominantly, each person will have one predominant guna which colors all their activities, which colors their thoughts, which colors the way they perceive the world. So, sattva gun, for example, if you are predominantly sattvic, then you will express yourself with knowledge. It's an expression of beauty, harmony, truth, balance, faith, beauty. These are different states of the mind through which you will express yourself in the outside world. Sattva. Then comes rajas. Rajas is that state of the mind which is full of activity, agitation also, desires rise a lot, there may be some confusion. If there is too much of rajogun in your mind, then lots of avguns come like jealousy, pride, greed, fear, anger, all this rise. And this is how we express ourselves in the outside world. Tamas is expressed as lethargy, inertia, procrastination, also sorrow, despondency, depression. These are also expressions of tamas. So these 3 gunas make up the mindset of a person, and it will define the function for which this particular person is best suited. So what happened is that all the functions of society were classified according to what kind of guna a person will have and the kind of job that person will be best suited for. It's just a classification of functions. For example, you may go to the market and you may see a whole lot of apples, but there are different varieties of apples like red apple, Washington apple, Shimla apple, green apple, all kinds of names are there, different kinds of apples are there. They are all apples, but they are classified according to their color. They're classified according to their size. They're classified according to their taste, right? So in the same way, humans are classified according to the predominant guna in them and the function that is best suited for that guna. And that is called the Varna system. Okay? All humans are humans only. They can do everything, but they are best suited for a particular kind of action. So there are Varnas happening at 3 levels for everyone. Let's take the first one. The first division is at the level of society at large. Okay? All over the world. All over the world. It is not something just in India. It is not something just for those who believe in the Vedas or for those who are Hindu. This classification of Varnas, where society is divided, is for applicable anywhere and everywhere in the world in all times. Okay, it's a universal classification. Let us see what it means. The first division is for those who are thinkers. They have the ability to form laws. They have the ability to make rules, to apply rules, to form systems. They have an intellectual curiosity. Even children, you can see that guna in them. Some children will want to know why. What is this you're saying? What does it mean? What does it, how is it applied? What does it mean? They have an intellectual curiosity. They don't just accept it, okay, you said so, so maybe so, that's the way it is. People can pick up knowledge quickly. They can pick up skills quickly. They have a mind that is ready to contemplate on Brahma. And because their mind is ready to contemplate on Brahma, this classification of people, they have this sattvic guna and they can contemplate on Brahma. They are called Brahmins. That is why they are called Brahmins. Then there are some people who are not thinkers, but they have a lot of physical strength. They can fight, they can protect other people, they can use their physical strength. They are called Kshatriyas. Give them some thinking work to do, then they'll say, I don't like this kind of work. Please let me do some other work. I can do this very nicely. I can do that very nicely. I can plow the field very nicely. I can do this, whatever. So they are called Kshatriyas. You know why they are called Kshatriyas? Because in Sanskrit, the word Kshatra means dominion. Kshatra means authority. Kshatra means ruling. They can rule the land. They can take care of people. They can take care of citizens. They can take care of people. They are protectors. Kshatra. So they are called Kshatriyas. Then you need another whole skill set for administrative work. Okay. Now there are goods being produced in one part of the country, but they are needed in another part of the country. So one system has to be made of gathering this produce and transporting it to another place, making it available, trading, selling, gathering, manufacturing. Things are manufactured, grown in one place, wheat, grown, but you cannot use it only in this one place. Other places also need it. So this whole process of producing, gathering, transporting, making available in another place needs another whole skill set which Brahmins don't have, which Kshatriyas don't have. So this is another classification. This kind of person is Vaishya. Vaishya can do this whole trading work. Then we also need in a society a labor force. Without labor force, everyone is stuck, right? These people are not motivated to do any particular task. They don't have the skill sets for it. They don't have the motivation for it, but they can follow instructions very nicely. You tell them, come to my factory, make the car, do this one job, put this screw inside this thing, bolt, and this is only a job. After this job, you pass the car to the next in the production line. The next person you will teach them, you do this scraping work. They can't do it. After this scraping work, you don't know anything else. So you pass it to the next line. They will do the painting job like that. They are the labor force. You give them a job, you train them, you teach them, they will do it, right? So they are called Shudra. Do you know the meaning of Shudra? The meaning of Shudra in Sanskrit is not knowledgeable. They don't have the knowledge. They can follow instructions. Another meaning of Shudra is very sorrowful. They are sorrowful. Why are they sorrowful? Because they don't have the knowledge of Brahma yet. So that is called Shudra. It is, you know, these four divisions are needed in a society anywhere in the world. And society cannot function without equal importance to all four categories. You need thinkers because laws have to be made. You need protectors because an army is required. You need administrators because trading is required. Goods are required. And you need a labor force because you need the workers to do the work. This is very important. So Varnas are taught to us for us to introspect, what is my Varna? What is my predominant skill set? What is my area of work in which I can excel because I am made that way? I have those gunas with me. So when I understand my own nature and I follow my Varna, I will be doing my Swadharma. And you know, Swadharma, doing your Swadharma is one of the main points of Karma Yoga. And what does Karma Yoga do for us? Karma Yoga purifies our Antakaran. When I do the work which is best suited to me, I do it well. I am motivated. I get success. I am not stressed. And when I am not stressed, I purify myself. And when my mind gets purified, I'm ready for knowledge. And when I have knowledge, I can liberate myself. And this is why Bhagwan is introducing the Varna system at this stage. Why is it Bhagwan doesn't give moksha to everyone? Why do people only want trivial successes with trivial sukh? Because they are not purified. Why are they not purified? Because they're not following the work that is suited to their guna. All right. So this is Varna system, so beautifully created for us to reach moksha. Hello, this is not about caste. There is nothing like caste in Veda. It is a wrong word used because people have not understood the Varna system. Now, I said Varna system is applicable at 3 different ways. We have talked about Varna system in society. But do you know that in each individual's life, Varna system is applied at an individual personal level? Let's see how. We have to perform 4 kinds of functions as an individual in our personal life. We have to study, yes or no? If we don't study, we'll not get knowledge. If we don't get knowledge, we cannot be functionable in the society. We cannot get a job. We cannot earn money. So as an individual, I have to have Brahmana functions. I have to develop sadguns, that is Brahmana function, Sattvic function. I have to develop Shraddha. I have to have the Sanidhya of a Guru. I have to be able to go to satsangs. This is necessary. It is imperative in every individual's life. Learning knowledge, and when I become adept at that knowledge, sharing that knowledge with others. So learning and then sharing one's knowledge. Learning, developing and sharing our sadguns. Where others also can benefit. This is a Brahman duty that every individual should be engaged in. Studying, acquiring knowledge, and sharing that knowledge. Acquiring knowledge of Sadguns, developing them within us, and sharing them with others for their benefit also. So that means Brahmana function or Brahmana karma is required in every individual's life. Then, should we be having Kshatriya qualities also? Definitely. In each person's life, we are definitely responsible for protecting our family, isn't it? For protecting our nation. Should we not have courage? Should we not develop titiksha? Should we not develop determination for our goal? Should we not have the ability to face challenges? Not just an army, as an individual level, we should be developing all these qualities. So developing these qualities, expressing these qualities for our benefit and for the benefit of others would be a Kshatriya duty in each person's life. So we are talking about Varna system at an individual personal level. Then the ability to produce goods, to produce wealth, to create wealth, to manage affairs is necessary in every individual's life. This requires Vaishya qualities. And so we are producing our wealth, managing our goods for our benefit and for the benefit of society, for the benefit of others. This is Vaishya duty needed in an individual's life. What about Shudra? Do we do any Shudra duties? Should we be developing Shudra qualities? Of course, the basic quality of doing seva is a Shudra quality. It's a noble quality to be able to perform seva for others, seva without karta bhav, seva without bhokta bhav, seva dedicating our actions to the Supreme Godhead. All this purifying the mind, not necessary, definitely necessary in every individual's life. Doing karma yoga, that leads us to our highest spiritual goal. So Varna, forget ashram, Varna system required at the society level, nation level, samasti. But Varna system required in an individual's life, vyashti level, individual level, also important. But I said there are 3 levels. Is there any other level at which Varna system works? Yes. In our body also Varna system is working. Just think about it. In our body, there has to be a place where thinking happens. There has to be a place where contemplation happens. There has to be a place where learning happens. So purely at the physical level, your brain is doing Brahmana duty. Your brain is doing the function of the Brahmana, right? Then, do we have any part of our body which is protecting? Oh yes, our muscles, they are strong, they have physical power. What about our white blood cells which are fighting infections? What about this skin which is protecting our internal organs, our skeletal system, our ribs which are protecting our lungs, which are protecting our heart? They are doing all the Kshatriya duties. How beautiful is that? How beautifully this Varna system is working at so many levels. Then, are there any Vaishya duties of the body? Of course, so much stuff needs to be transported, produced, enzymes and hormones and proteins and transporting of blood, transporting of, so much intelligence within the body. All this is your Vaishya Varna, your digestive system, your nervous system, your endocrine system, all this is the Vaishya work that it's doing. Anything doing Shudra work? every cell in your body is doing Shudra work. Every cell is obeying the orders. Produce this, do that, do this one. You have to do only release of insulin. That's all. Then you have to do only uptake, even in the brain. One person has to just release one transmitter. The other one has to just uptake it. All the cells are doing Shudra work. Without this, we would not function. This is our labor force inside our own body. This is such a superb system given to us in the Vedas, working at the samashti level of society, working at the vyashti level of the individual, and even within the individual at the physical level, everything is working. Now, can we say that only the brain is required and the cells are not required? Can we just say that I need only strength, I don't need this transporting of blood and I don't need the hormones and all to be transported? No, it's a whole system. One is as important as the rest. It forms an entire success only if it is all working together efficiently. And therefore, there is no thing to say that, oh, this is a lower thing and that is a higher thing. This is wrong interpretation done by people who do not understand the Vedas or the teachings of the Vedas. Applicable, not just in India. The same three systems, the same three levels, equally important in America or Russia or Japan or China or Australia. It is universally applicable, nothing to do with Hindus or Hinduism, okay? Now, Maya Srishtam, Bhagavan says, this entire system created by me. Bhagavan says, created by me. Is he being egoistic? He's not, because in the next same line he says, I am the non-doer. Created by me, but I'm the non-doer. So why do we think that Bhagavan has created this? Bhagavan has created the universe, okay? Granted. When he created the universe, he put all the systems in place, put all the laws of the universe, laws of nature for the smooth running of the world, right? Whatever is there in the world is following the laws, it's following the rules. Now, all this was created originally by Bhagavan, but he is not going to do it, right? Now, somebody has created the constitution of the country, created and left it. Now, others have to follow it. The ones who created it, are they coming to, to actually make people follow the rules? Are they going to come to make people punish them? Are they going to come to give them rewards? No. Constitution was made. Now you follow it. Rules are in place. Laws are in place. Bhagavan says, I am the originator, but I am the non-doer. Now, I heard a very beautiful pravachan, and I am taking this from that pravachan. That Sant said, in the morning, the sun rises, right? When the sun rises, the lotus flower opens its petals. Agreed. Seen it. Direct connection. Sun has risen, lotus has opened. Sun rises, the cock starts crowing. Experienced, heard every day. Definitely happening. When the sun rises, darkness disappears. Direct relationship. So we can say that the sun makes the lotus open the flower petal. The sun makes the cock crow. The sun makes the darkness disappear. So let's say we go and ask the sun, please tell me, how did you make the darkness disappear? Because I have noticed that when you come up, the darkness goes. So you have made the darkness go. Can you please tell me how you did it? The sun will say, darkness? What darkness? I have never seen the darkness. right? We assume that the sun has risen, the flower has opened, the cock has crowed, and the darkness has gone. Therefore, sun is responsible for all these three actions. But the sun is not making the lotus open. The sun is not making the cock crow. The sun is not making the darkness disappear. These things are happening in the presence of the sun because that has been made as the law of nature. The law of nature has made it in such a way that in the presence of the sun, the flower will open. When the sun sets, the lotus flower will close. That is the nature of the lotus flower. That is the way Prakriti has arranged it. Prakriti, law of nature, has arranged that the cock will crow at this particular time when the sun is risen. But the sun is not making it do. Sun is not the doer of opening the petals. Sun is not the doer of the cock crowing. Sun is not doer of the darkness going away. In the same way, just as all these things happen in the presence of the sun, in the same way, the four Varnas were put into place by Prakriti at the beginning of creation for the smooth functioning of the world. Though Bhagwan is the originator of the world, as it says in this shloka, all things are happening according to gunas, set in motion by Prakriti, Maya, laws of nature, laws of the universe. What is Bhagwan doing? He's simply the witness of this entire functioning of the universe. He is not the doer. And that is the meaning of this shlok, which says, I am the originator, but I am not the doer. Then to bring it home, Bhagwan uses the word avyayam. I am immortal. Now, we go back to shlok number 9, where Bhagwan says, my birth and my activities are divine. I am the Lord of all things and I am immortal. And he says, if you understand that I am divine by my birth, that means I was never born. That means I will never die. That means my soul is immortal. Only the body dies. Only the body in which I take avatar will perish. I will not perish because I am immortal. My actions are happening as a lila. I am not the doer of them. The avatar is playing a lila. Can you understand that? I, the immortal I, the Atma, is neither the doer, nor born, nor will he die. Now, can you understand that? And Bhagwan says, if you understand that in essence, that means the understanding arises from within you, then if you understand that in essence, you will never need to be born again. You will come to me, Bhagwan says. You will merge with the Supreme. So although Bhagwan appears to have created the world, although Bhagwan appears to have created the four Varnas, he is neither the doer, nor is he born, neither is he going to die. Everything is being arranged by the Prakriti in the world. If you can see that in Bhagwan, really, then you will see it also in yourself. And when you see it in yourself, you will be liberated. When you see it in yourself, when you want that, then you will be liberated. Not until you actually transcend the small, trivial little desires for sukh, for which you pray to the small little gods to give you the small little outcomes. when you transcend that and you see yourself as the avatar of Bhagwan, then you will be liberated. But you need to want that more than the temporary little sukh that you get from the temporary little vishais for which you pray to the temporary little gods. And that is what Bhagwan says. So how should I do my actions? Find out what is your guna. Find out for what you are skillful at. Then do the swadharma. When you'll do the swadharma at all three levels, when you'll understand that, you will be purified. When you'll be purified, you'll be able to understand Bhagwan's divine birth and divine actions. When you will understand divine birth of Bhagwan and divine actions of Bhagwan, you will be able to transpose that on yourself. And when you'll be able to transpose that on yourself, you will get self-realization. And when you'll get self-realization, you will be liberated. How beautifully Bhagwan has put all this information into one little shloka. I'm amazed. So, a lot of work for you to do in the next fortnight. Start wherever you can. And we'll continue with Bhagwan's teachings to Arjun. Hopefully they will be successful for you as they were for Arjun. Have a good evening.